We are all addicted to consumption. We're in the age of consumption, and it's making us dumber, and it's just turning us into these zombies who all we want to do is just consume, scroll, consume, and scroll. And if you're sick of it, just like me, this is going to be the video to give you the solution to this problem we're all facing. Because take a look at your life. Imagine if an alien came down, right? And they're in an invisible spaceship, so you don't freak out, you can't see them. And all they did was look at your day from the beginning of the day to the end. And they did that for a week. And what they would notice is in the morning, you'd wake up and one of the first things you do is you go on your phone. Then you get breakfast, and what are you doing as you're eating? You're scrolling, you're checking your phone, you're consuming. Then even on the way to work, you're traveling, even if you're driving, you check your phone, even though you know you shouldn't. Or if you're in public transport, you're on your phone, you're consuming. You get to work, and what do? You take mini breaks, you keep checking your phone, you message, you consume, you watch videos, you scroll. Then on the way home, at work as well, at your lunch, instead of speaking to a bunch of people, maybe you do a little bit of that, but you go straight to your phone. You consume even more. And then you go home. On the way home, you're consuming. When you get home, you go on your phone, you scroll, and you see the picture. All you're doing every day is constantly checking your phone, constantly consuming. And then you may take a break from your phone, and then you watch Netflix, and you consume even more. And you spend most of your day in consumption. And then you wonder why you don't feel like you're living your life. You wonder why you don't feel lit up from the inside. You don't feel like a fire in you. You wonder why your life doesn't feel really enjoyable. Well, a big reason is because you're consuming way too much. Like I say, we're in the age of consumption because think about it. For all of history, we have not had this addictive tech. We haven't had phones, right? You go through your whole life with your phone in your pocket. You have this addictive drug in your pocket all the time. Your phone's either in your hand, in your pocket, or near you. You never leave the house without your phone. And so we literally have the most access to consume than we have ever consumed before. Plus all of the food we have, the drugs we have, the alcohol, everything is set up to just allow us to consume. And as a result, we spend barely any time creating, following our passions, doing things we genuinely enjoy doing, making connections, actually spending quality time with friends and family. We spend so much time consuming that it just takes away all that energy and all that time from the things that are going to really actually make our lives worthwhile. So what's the solution? Because that's just the situation we're in, but we're not here to complain. We're not here to just say, okay, well, that's it. This is horrible. Like, what have they done to us? No, we're here to actually come up with a solution and actually break out of it, because it's actually not that difficult. It's not that difficult to go from consuming to creating. It's fairly simple, and there's a few steps that you need to do. So the first step is this. Just figure out what you want to create and what you enjoy doing for the sake of doing it. What are your passions in life, right? So you get a notepad, get a pen, and actually do this after the video, or even better, pause the video right now, right at the top of the page. What do I enjoy doing? What are my passions? And then just list like 20, 30, 50 answers. Then circle the top 5. And then within those top 5 answers, write down on the next page, the number 1, whatever it is. And ask yourself the question, write down, how can I create in this passion? And then do that for those top 5 passions of yours, those top 5 things that you enjoy doing. And honestly, it might have been things that you just did a couple of times in the past that you stopped doing, but you just really enjoyed them. Or it could be something that you were doing a lot as a kid or a teenager, or maybe a few years back that you just stopped doing. So again, write the top 5 things and just think about how you can create in those passions. Some of them are going to be very obvious. Let's say you've got a passion of music, creating music. Well, it's very obvious how you're going to create. You just start creating music, right? But there's going to be some where maybe it's like you enjoy playing a sport and it's not so obvious how you're going to create in that sport. Well, first of all, just doing the sport and not creating too much in that sport is going to be way more enjoyable than consuming and going on your phone. So just doing that alone is going to improve your life a lot. But then as you start to get better, as you start to do that sport more, you can just think of how you can be more creative. You can be creative in the way you play the sport, right? So even within things that don't seem as creative, even business, right? Creating a business, that is creative. You're creating a business. You're creating a product or a service. You're creating the marketing, the sales. You're creating a lot of the things in business. So the way you do business can be creative. There's many ways to be creative. So it's not just the obvious ones, for example, like art or music or drama or acting and things like that. You can be creative in all of your passions and the things that you enjoy doing. Now, you've got those main things. What you've got to start doing is just, first of all, decide, all right, I'm going to delete social media and then I can download it at the end of the day. So just delete social media from your phone. And then if you really want to, download it later in the day so that you actually have some time where you don't have it on your phone. If you go to check it, it's not even there. And then instead of that, you feel a little bit bored, you feel a little bit uncomfortable because you can't go on social media, and you redirect that time and energy into doing your passions, to creating. That's what you've got to do. It's that simple. Delete it from your fucking phone. So then there's less of a reason to go on your phone. And when you do go on your phone, you're like, oh, there's nothing to do. And then you go and do the creative thing or the passion that you really actually enjoy doing. Then if, and I'm not saying you have to stop consuming altogether. I still consume. You can re-download social media later in the day and consume all you want. But you just have to get into the habit of just remove it from your phone, because if you've got it on your phone all day, you're just going to go on it. Just be honest with yourself. You're just going to go on it. You're not going to have the willpower to have it on your phone and go, oh, no, I'm not going on it. It's very rare that you're going to do that. What is a lot easier is just going, okay, fuck it, boom, deleted, it's gone. I can download it at 6 p.m. today or whatever, right? Or maybe let's say you get home from work and let's say you get home, you have some food. By the time it's all done, let's say it's 6 p.m. and you've got a few hours before you go to bed. Instead of going on social media straight away, decide, all right, it's deleted already. I'm going to download it in like 2 hours or in an hour. But before I do that, I'm going to do my creative thing. And you've just got to get into a habit of doing the creative thing first before you consume. Because what might happen as well is you might just not want to consume. You might want to just keep creating, right? You might just want to keep doing the thing that's more enjoyable and following your passions. And so that is basically how you break out of this constant consumption. You just delete it, and then you decide, I'm going to create and do my passion first. And then if I want to, if I feel like I've got this desire, then I'll download it and I'll consume a bit later. And that's really how you get started with it. Then as you go down the path, you're going to want to create and create and create more. And you're going to find more and more joy from creating compared to consuming. In the beginning, it's going to be a bit awkward. You're going to go through an awkward stage. Like some people talk about like when you're growing out your hair, you go through an awkward stage. It doesn't quite look right. That's kind of what you've got to go through when you're shifting from consuming to creating. Because here's the thing, when you're consuming, it's instant. It's an instant dopamine hit. So if you're feeling a bit tired, or you're feeling negative, or you're not feeling good, you have that instant dopamine hit. It makes you feel a little bit better. It allows you to disassociate and feel distracted. And you get a temporary relief and enjoyment from that. Creating requires a bit more focus, a bit more discipline, a bit more, consciousness, a bit more awareness and effort on your part. It's not as easy. It's nowhere near as easy as scrolling on your phone. But once you get into the momentum of it, sometimes it only takes 5 or 10 minutes to get into that momentum. Then it's more enjoyable. Then it's easy. Then you're lost in it and time flies. So really, all you've got to realize is it's going to be a bit awkward in the beginning, in the transition period, and it's going to be hard. The hardest bit is just getting yourself to do the creative thing and not scroll on your phone. So just think, all right, I don't want to do it. It's a bit, I just want to scroll my phone. I don't want to do the creative thing. All right, I'm just going to do 10 minutes. You force yourself to do 10 minutes and then you see what happens. Most of the time, you're going to want to keep going, and then you're going to find yourself months down the line, wow, my life is way more enjoyable. I'm creating so much more. This feels meaningful, and I have much less of a desire to go on my phone. In fact, I've deleted social media, and I don't even want to download it back. Maybe I download it occasionally, and I check it, but I don't spend anywhere near the amount of time on it. And now, in the scenario where the alien comes down and looks at your life, they see that you're rushing to wake up, to get ready, just so that you can quickly do extra painting before you go to work. Or, while you're at work, you're thinking of the creative things that you can do after work. And when you finally finish, you quickly get ready, you get food, you eat, and then you get straight back to your art, your creative passion, right? Or you quickly go out, you're picking up new hobbies, new passions, new clubs you're going to, you're playing more sports, you're being more creative, you're enjoying your life more. And the alien looks and goes, wow, they look like they're enjoying life. Wow, it looks like they're doing a bunch of cool things. And that's what I want to get you to. And that's what I'm in the process of getting to as well. It's a long journey. There's levels to it. But I hope from this video, you've got a Kickstarter to stop consuming so much, stop scrolling through your life, and actually live it.